Hi, in this video we're going to be taking a look at how to play the Queen song, Keep Yourself Alive. Previously done a video for this one of how to play the live Killers version, but the studio version does differ slightly in form, and the solo is obviously different. So the song itself starts off something like this, starting on the first fret of the E string. Starting off like that. The rhythm is slightly erratic, so I've kind of kept it a to keep things simple. Kind of slide into that on the record. We'll say move into the fifth. That A actually continues through the main riff, because there's more than one guitar. So the main riff itself is double stop on the 7th fret of the G and the B string, bending up and release. Then again to the 5th double stop, 7th of D, double stop on the 7th again. 7-5 on the D, 7th of A, 5-7 on D. So we have that. And we're going to play that 5 times. We then come to this section where we're playing the main riff again. So we're going to play the first half of the main riff. We're doing the 7-5 of the D, 7th of A. We then move from a C power chord to a D power chord, G power chord to C, then the 8th fret for an F, 8th fret of A. So far we should have something like this. We then come to our first verse, which differs slightly from the live Killers version. So I'll play the first section through. Like that. So we're really just moving from the first frets of the E string to the first fret of the A string, and we're going to play. I've obviously put the guitar tab on the screen. Moving to a C power chord, moving up to the 4th fret for a D flat, moving to the 4th fret of the 6th for an A flat power chord, to a C power chord. We then run through. We'll run through that again. And this time, on the first verse, we'll play this. Like that. So we're moving from the 5th to the 6th on the G, to the 5th of B, bend the 8th up, but we only play that on the first verse. Normally when we play the verse we would just move from that C to the A, like that. We then come to our chorus, which I'll play through. Keep yourself alive, keep yourself alive, like that. Move from a D to a G, so we say keep yourself alive, then change to G, back to D, to A, on the G string, 2, 3, 4, slide into the 7th, move to the D string, hammer on from 7 to 9, to the 7th of G, hammer on to the 9th, pull off, to the 9th of D, back to the 7th of G. So we've got that. Keep yourself alive, keep yourself alive. We then come to our first solo, which starts off with that open A, which is fairly straightforward. When we have our main riff, which we're going to play through twice. Then our solo begins. So we're going from the 9th fret of the G, 8th fret of B, double stop on the 7th frets of the G and B, to the 5th of B, 6th of G. Good. I'm going to go through that again, and then we'll add the 7th fret of the D, like forming like an A chord really, so we got that. We then go, so we're moving from that 9th fret of G, 8th fret of B, move up 2 frets, double stop on the 12th to the 14th. We then have our main riff. We then have that same as what we had in our intro. Like that. We then go through our verse again. We then have our chorus again. We then come to a drum solo where there is a pause, and then we come to our guitar solo. I've arranged this obviously for one guitar. On the record is harmonized guitars, so I've tried to pick out the main guitar, which would allow you to be able to play this along with the record. So after the drum solo we hear this. Sorry, I'll play that again. Something like that. We're hitting the 1st fret of the bottom E string. We then go on the B string, go from the 1st, hammer on to the 3rd, pull off to the 1st, pull off to open, 1st, open, so you have that, like that. We then slide from the 3rd into the 10th of the G, sorry. So we've got that 11, 12, 13 on the B. So we have that. So we're going to hammer on from the 8th to the 10th and pull off on the high E. Moving to the 10th of B, hammer on and pull off from the 8th. 10th of G, 8th of the high E. We then have this phrase. On the B we're going 13, 11, 10, 12, 10 on the G. We then have this phrase. We're bending the 12th up to the 10th, 12th of D, back to the 10th of G, to the 12th of G. So that kind of bend it ever so slightly. We then have, we're bending that 12th of G up again to the 10th, 10th of B, 12th of G. And I bend it slightly. We then finish off with this phrase. So we have on the D string 10, 11, 12, 10th of G, 12th of D, bend the 12th of G up and release to the 10th, 12, 10, 12 on D, 10th of G. So I'm going to play that through kind of slowly and deliberately. Solo that goes something like that. We then come to our chorus again, which is just the same as normal. Keep yourself alive, keep yourself alive. We then come to our bridge, which we hear that, which is fairly simple. E power chord, going into a D. Double stop on the 14th fret of the G and B, bend and release. After that bridge, we hear this guitar, so we don't hear that one, we hear this, where we're going to play a 9, 11, 12 on the D, same again on the G, 10, 11, 12 on the B, 9, 10, 11, 12 on the high A. See that? No, we don't. We then come to the chorus again. This is where there's a few key changes. So I'll play that through. We'll start off with our normal chorus, starting on D. Keep yourself alive, keep yourself alive. We then move to an F. I'll play it through first. Keep yourself alive, keep yourself alive. So moving from a F, B flat, back to F, to a C. We then have like there's a lot of harmonies going on the next bar. So our kind of play is we're on the G string, 5, 6, 7, moving to the 10th, we then are on the 10th of the D, hammer on from the 10th of the 12th to the 10th of G, 12, 12th of D, back to the 10th of G. Good. Like that. We then go back to our normal chorus in D. We then have this phrase. Seven, 8, 9 on the D string. Twice we hit the 7th fret of the G and bend the 9th up 3 times. Like that. We then come right to the end now and we can hear a bit of lead guitar. So for the first bar we hear this on the G string, the 7th fret being bent up. We then hear this. I've done a video of playing this along with the record, which check that out because it'll make these bits make a lot more sense. But that very last phrase, we'll bend the 7th fret up of the G. We then have this phrase, moving from the 7th of the high E, 10, 7, 10 on the B. We're going to bend that 10th up though. 7, the high E, 7th of B. We then hear, so we're bending the 9th of G, moving to the 7th of the high E. We're going to do that 4 times. We then have this little 9, 7 a G, 9th of D, back to 9, 7 a G, back to the 9th of D. And then we tail out on like a B power chord. Like that. So as always, thank you for watching, and I hope that helps you be able to play Keep Yourself Alive by Queen.